guys, it's Autism Talks. Okay, so how do I say this up? So obviously you've been watching my videos for quite a. Oh my god, let's start again. I'm so sorry, I'm tongue-tied. I was gonna say that I know you guys have been watching my Autism Talks for quite some time now, and there's one thing you probably don't know about me. Like, there's a couple of things that you don't know about me. I'm a mystery person as well. Even though I spill the beans online, I'm like, should I have done that as well? So a while back, I don't know if this video is still on there, but hello if you're still out there. As well, this person, because I get feedback on my Autism Talks, and sometimes you guys thank you so much for this advice. This really helps me a lot. And I appreciate that, because I didn't think this channel would go anywhere as well. I thought this would be a hobby, but it's apparently not, But anyway, besides that, so I commented to me a while ago now, I think, about they have a son or grandson who was non-verbal, and yes, I can relate to that, because my brother, my severely autistic brother was non-verbal for a really long time, as well, not now, but he's been non-verbal. Non-verbal means he can't talk at all whatsoever. And, I've had experience with that. My mum has experience with that as well. Because I don't know when he talked. I think he was 10 maybe he started talking. Maybe later on. He was not, I would say developed. But, just took him a while, to talk. And obviously for me, what was interesting is that I was a non-verbal child. I know, right? You wouldn't think that, but I was a non-verbal child. I think I was about what? This was a long time ago, when I was really, really little. So I don't know a lot, but my mum used to say, used to say random words, lol would mean lolly, I think. There's some things I remember, some things I don't. And my mum said to me, you are non-verbal when you're younger. I was. The funny thing is, I only remember the times I talked, not when I'm not talked as well. Sometimes you don't remember a lot when you're a kid, but your parents I remember this. The other day my mum was coming to my room and she had the Rugrats theme song on. You remember watching this on NBC? I don't remember watching the Rugrats. What are you talking about? That's on Nickelodeon. What? So there's some things that your parents might remember, but you might not. So yeah. So I remember a little bit of my childhood, but not a lot, So yeah, so I guess memories do that to you sometimes. As well. Not in a bad way, but there's some things you just don't remember at all. And that's good. That's good. Because you don't remember everything as well. Although I have a really good memory of some things as well. So anyway, besides that, so when I was growing up, I was a non-verbal child. I don't know what age I don't know what age I was when I started finally talking. I can't remember that. I think I was maybe 3, 4. I don't think I was 5, I don't think. I can't remember. Like I said, if I asked my mum, she would know as well. So yeah, so I was a non-verbal child when I was growing up, obviously. Not like my brother. I started talking, at that age, from very, very youngish, but not all the way, you know what I mean? So, but my brother is totally different because he didn't start talking when he grew up. He didn't really start talking until, later on in life, obviously, when it was about, maybe 10, maybe 9, or so. I don't know what age, but it took him a bit because, And when I was little, I said random words and stuff things that I wouldn't even imagine that I would say to myself, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I was a non-verbal child. Obviously, your parents start to worry if you don't talk or anything. My mum was really worried, obviously, because it was both of us, and she had both non-verbal children at the time, obviously. And I remember, and she said to me, when I was younger, she would pray to God for me to talk. Yeah, she did. She did do that, and I guess God helps. I don't know, but that's what she did because, she just wanted me to talk so badly. Please talk to me. She wanted me to talk so badly, and she would do this thing where it's I always wanted the lollies, so I would go, when I was younger, they would always put the lollies on the top shelf, and she's like, no, you gotta talk to me before you get them. I'm lol, as well, so... memories. But that's what I was when I was a child. So, I don't know when I started talking, but, it took a bit, because it was both of us, obviously. Once severely autistic, I'm on the more mild side of it, to be honest with you. So yeah, so it was really hard for my mum to, sort of like, have two non-verbal children at the time, because, it's very hard, very hard. And this person and this viewer commented saying, like, I don't know, my grandson and my son will talk, and, like, just give it some time. Give it some time. Don't say, oh, I give up, my child will never talk to me. It takes time when it comes to that situation. Trust me. I don't know if my mum thought that my brother would never talk, because he did say a lot when he was growing up, obviously, but now he does. Like, he talks a bit now. Not a lot still, but, if you see him, you get what I mean. But yeah, but I don't think my mum was like, alright, I give up, this child, they're not gonna talk to me. I don't think she was like that, as well. But, don't give up on the hope that your child may not talk to you. Like, it's life. Like, I can't say, because a normal child would be talking, I don't know, that's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, but, don't expect the child just because they're non-verbal. They will talk eventually. It might just take them a time, I know I've had experience because I was a non-verbal child. My brother was a non-verbal child. I obviously talked. Look at me, I'm talking right now. But my brother obviously, was, what's the word I'm looking for? Later development, obviously. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, so, yeah, like, it's hard when I have a non-verbal child, whatever, autistic child, and doesn't say a word to you. That wasn't very tough. Like, I can't imagine that, because, I was a non-verbal child myself. So, yeah, so I don't remember a lot from my childhood, to be honest with you. But, yeah, but if you have a non-verbal child out here, don't give up. They'll talk eventually, but it might just take time. And coming from experience as well, to a degree as well. So, yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to say what was really interesting is that, now, I don't know if this is, I don't know if this plays with the vaccines, obviously. I'm not sure. Like, I don't believe, like, it's hard. It's a hard conversation to have on YouTube, but you get what I mean. Like, I'm not anti-vax or something. Neither is my mum. But, when we had our vaccines, like, it sort of changed us. Like, my brother had a very bad allergic reaction to his vaccine when he got his, obviously, like, really bad. I was okay. I don't think I had a big reaction like my brother did, but once you get a reaction to the vaccine really badly, that can, alter everything, right? So, when I was, this is gonna get so emotional, I'm gonna cry. Okay, don't cry more. So, when I was, because my mum would talk to me about, prices and stuff, and my childhood and what was it like, because you're kind of curious about that stuff, right? So, my brother, when he was a lot younger, had a very bad reaction to the vaccine as well, so I don't know if that alters it, obviously, so he had a really bad reaction to it. Me, not so much. I came out of it okay, obviously. I might have had a reaction to it, but I can't remember, I don't know. But it's interesting to me that my brother, when he was born, he was a normal child, right? My brother, he was a normal child, talked, he smiled, obviously. So you see photos of, like, Mum was showing the other day, like my brother, like my young brother. And, like, oh, look at it smiling. And I was like, is that before the vaccine or after the vaccine? It just said that was before. And, she was saying that, once he had the vaccine, it completely changed him. Like, he wasn't smiling. It was just, like, very, not doughy, but, what's the one I'm looking for? Very, different. His face changed. And you would think that, I said this to my mum, this was like a while ago, we had this conversation, okay? So you would think that because when I was a child, okay, I was different, obviously, but, I didn't talk at all, and, you would think that because my brother said a lot than what I did, because he was a normal child back then, and when he had the vaccine, that completely changed him, so you would think that, like, you would think that I would be the one to react to it and become more severe autistic than my brother would, because my brother was the one who was kind of like, he was a normal child, he was laughing, he was smiling, he was talking heaps. I wasn't, okay? I don't know why that was, but from memory, I think that sort of. But yeah, what I'm trying to get at is, like, I don't know if the vaccines are the cause of that. Like, I don't know. Please don't bash me in the comments saying, oh, what do you mean the vaccines did? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah. But, you know, it was very tough to see the change in him. And unfortunately, my brother had a bad reaction to the vaccine than I did, to be honest with you. So that completely changed him. And yeah, like, in so many ways. Like, at first it was like a talking, smiling kid, and now it's just like, bam, like, just changed. And it's awful for your parents to go through that. Like, my mom, she said she regretted us having those, feeds because, she didn't know at the time, that, you know, you don't know what you're doing to your child, either it's safety or protection, obviously. So when we got the vaccines, obviously, you know, she wouldn't think that my brother would have an allergic reaction to the actual vaccine, obviously. You know, you can't predict, and you can't predict that. Honestly, some parents regret that, and my mum regretted that heavily to this day. Not heavily to this day, but she regrets it. You know, I think she told me one time when the COVID vaccine came out. She was like, oh, I don't know if we should get the COVID vaccine. You know, because COVID-19 was, remember, it was like big at the time, and there's a law here. I wasn't sure if it was there, but there's a law here that you couldn't go out unless you had the vaccine. So we only had like the first vaccine. We didn't have the second one. Did we have the second one? I'm trying to think. Maybe we did. I can't remember. It was a while now since COVID-19 happened, so maybe. But anyway, what I was trying to get at is, because she was worried that, you know, that might happen to us again. And every parent, you know, is worried about and cautious about, you know, getting their child, you know, stabbed in a needle in the arm when it comes to vaccinations, right? You know? And so when we got the vaccine, we were fine. We were perfectly fine. My mum, you know, there's side effects to vaccines, but when my brother and I had the COVID-19 vaccine, we were fine. It was my mum was like, oh, I'm tired. I'm too, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, so when my brother had the vaccine, actually, we didn't notice going into it. So he had the vaccine. The nurse said, oh, be careful because, you know, boys his age are getting side effects. And Mum's like, what? Wait a minute. Can't you just tell me this earlier? So we had the vaccine not knowing that. And the nurse says, just keep an eye on him, you know? It was so weird. It's like, why tell us that when, because obviously at that time, I don't know if you knew this, but obviously at that time, males were getting more side effects to the vaccine, obviously, at the time. And that was the thing. I was like, what's going on? And now, obviously, like, I don't know if you get symptoms for the vaccines, but obviously, my brother had like not a heart thing, but, you know, obviously, I don't know what happened. Did he get, like, I don't even know what happened. It was such a while ago now. But obviously, you know, he's also had, like, I don't know, like, yeah, it's confusing. I'm trying to explain this way I can. So, obviously, my brother never got sick, in his entire life, and I think the vaccine sort of changed that. I'm not sure what actually happened, because when you get a vaccine, you don't know what's going to happen. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I didn't have any side effects. It was the males that getting more side effects for some strange reason. And the nurse said, be careful because, you know, keep an eye on them because, you know, boys are getting more side effects to the vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine. I'm not sure if you heard about that, but it's interesting. And yeah, so, you know, so my mum was keeping an eye on him at the time and suddenly he had this heart thing going on. He's okay now. We've checked, you know, I went to doctors a while ago and he's fine and everything, but, you know, I think the vaccine might have done something to him. Obviously, my brother had a really bad reaction when he was younger to the vaccine, so obviously that might have happened with the COVID one, but he seemed pretty okay, but, you know, he had a bit of a heart thing, nothing too serious, obviously. We checked, he's fine and everything. He has a bit of, nasal, not nasal problems, but, like, you know, my mum gets this as well, because, you know, I don't have nasal problems. Like, my brother has to have the nose spray every single, you know, time now. I think it's because of that vaccine, come to think of it. I think it was that, yeah. And also the other thing I mentioned. But obviously it was that. But my mum and brother have, you know, they have to use nasal spray a lot because they can't breathe through their nose. I'm like, I didn't get that. I was like, oh, yeah, I can breathe fine. As well. So it's just those two. But I think ever since, my brother never had nasal problems at all. But I think ever since the vaccine, ever since he got the COVID-19 vaccine, that altered, obviously, the nasal spray. And he has had nasal spray, like, every single day now. Because he gets blocked in the nose. And, like, he can't even, like, you know, he's like, my nose is blocked. So, yeah. So that must be very annoying for him. And You know, had to have a nasal spray stuck up your nose every second hour. You know? So yeah, so I think my mum said to me, oh, the vaccine totally did that, you know. So yeah, so I'm not anti-vax or anything, nor is my mum, but, you know, I guess it just is what it is, basically. But yeah, that's my story as well. So yeah, but the lesson here is, you know, if you have a non-verbal child, obviously, like I said before, you know, they will talk eventually, just might take time, and I've had experience of that, being a non-verbal child myself, and also my brother being a non-verbal child himself for a while, so it was hard for my mum, so yeah. So anyway, yeah. So that's a good time, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe to Mills Mixed Media, guys.